Right, it's the 15th of 10, 2016. Yesterday I was talking about the rescue of horses and dogs and other animals. And I have had a rescued horse, a foal that was found that needed to be replaced. I replaced, luckily, the place of a mare for the foal. But most people don't success in being adoption mom for foals because they don't communicate the right way, and there's things, small mistake can begin to be big problems. Also because if you understand horses good or dogs, they respond to you as you supposed to understand them. That means that, for example, today here, I had a visit from the town where my dog was saved, and he was here 24 hours, right? All of the smells from that place he is coming in with. Maybe he met the dog in the previous place, and all of that can that their noses and their listening is much different than us. So in his mind, he might think that we are back there or we are traveling over there in some. He will even maybe think that we are moving to there because the location previous is moving toward us like a kind of wind. The dogs and horses work on winds they get of smelling, of hearing, and in a way he would think that now Jesus, the previous place where I was hunger there, where I was sick, where I had to, for the first time trust somebody, all of that comes as a win towards him. Beside of other issues that he has, for example, he have to have very, very routines and space when he eats, and to be also held a little bit down from aggression. And so what I'm trying to tell is that when we save a dog or a horse from a scenery of neglect or abuse something, you put the problem to the next person who have the dog. Of course you do, because the account of the neglect. So for example, this dog, if there's been a rival between the two dogs and me, a rival of position, that and rivals often comes over some time with a signal of, hey, maybe I can threaten you a little bit, says the one dog to another dog. Maybe I can try how far I can go in this threatening thing. And then it develops as some kind of monster if it doesn't get stopped, right? Sometimes these neglected dogs, especially dogs, because they have a natural aggression, right? If they kind of not get recognized for the attempt of rivalization, or the attempt of maybe take it out on you, right? If you don't stop them in the correct way and still maintain that I'm a leader and I'm bigger, stronger, wiser than you, it's not about power. It's about reading, and it's also about trust, of course. The trust is the most important thing. And actually, the rivalization, if a dog starts to be aggressive, it actually tells in its different way of doing that it don't trust you. It maybe trusts itself more or someone else, right? So in a way, the rivals and when the rivals start, there is no more bounding or trust, and that actually tells that the dog is straying, it's walking away, or it's attempting to rival up a higher rank, right? And I can often see if there been a rivalization between the two dogs, where the one dog is maybe, for example, the one dog is younger than the rescued, and the younger dog is now stronger and actually a little bit intimidating for the rescued dog because he learned it all its trick for fighting and running and everything. And now it's coming on top like a grown up daughter. And that actually makes him a bit unsure where his position is. He's getting rivaled by his daughter. and he's also having these kind of scars from his past, right? So before he finds that kind of setting of his new position, right? That means that I have to take some rival with her too, because she is going to stay on her position as a younger, right? So there's a lot of group dynamics in a group, even if it's one dog and one family, right? And if you don't see that, and if you don't know to how to respond, for example, today, and that's not the first day, but he took her off. They were called to me to walk it back home, right? And he's not running away, but he goes after mouse just in the small area, right? And that's a wolf looking for a good bite, you know. But when he does that and they were called back, and it's not the first time, then he kind of control her, the adopted daughter he has. He control her as much as he can misdirect her when they're called back. And then I have to address that he cannot control her and do whatever he wants. So it's a disciplination problem, right? So I have to call him in and tell him to go the right direction. One time is okay that he maybe consider what his position is and how he can play his card. Second time is not good because then he's rival, he's openly aggressive, right? Third time, I had to act on that. And that is actually by using my posture as a very strong wolf, standing with this legs muscle like this. I'm bigger, stronger than you. Go down, right? Go. It's not a violation. It's just a posture. It's a posture saying, go down under me because I'm stronger. It's a kind of a muscle game, right? And that misunderstood. Often people think they should be, oh, little dog, come here and get a biscuit or something. That's nothing to do with it. It's a wolf, and the rivalization and the group dynamics in a wolf. That's what you got to know about, and that's looking at the ears on the mouth and so on. I could also see that he had a very very aggressive mouth play. That he, wanted to blow up his, mouth and teeth and stuff. And that's why we couldn't take it in the kind of, nice way where the human is more comfortable. So a masculine, strong dog actually brings the person out of their comfort zone, becoming to cope this or match this, you have to become a kind of macho human being to cope on that. And if you don't like that, then you can't control a big, strong dog. And that's maybe something what goes wrong with the active, strong dogs. That the people who choose them is not into the power games. They're not into the muscle games. And especially, and it is special with him, that his previous owner was a bad owner, meaning that he has a lot of issues on top of that. And now he trusts me and he trusts I can handle his issues. He's reliable, that I take care of everything. But for example, when there's a guest coming in here 24 hours, his trust get unstabilized because he think, could that person turn up again? Could I be in a risk zone? All of that stuff. That's something different. But so actually what I'm saying is that if you the dogs that is rehabilitated, right? Some of them are successful and some of them are so young they can easily transfer, right? But some of the scars they have might turn up 3 years later as a kind of power game or aggression or something. And that's what you can't see, right? So actually look at the human being. How much do they understand and how much the personality is it a kind of body behaved or a body language person, or is it not?